Alright, let's just check that if we are live. Perfect. So, hi, hello, good afternoon, my dear students. How are you all? I hope that everybody is fine. This is Ritika, your chemistry educator, and today we are going to have a very important session for all the students of grade 10. है ना? So all the students of grade 10, as you know that you are going to have your board exams very soon. So this session is completely dedicated for your preparation. All you need to do is to attend it very carefully. तो आज बेसिकली जो हम लोग रिवाइज करने वाले हैं, इट इज कंप्लीट ऑर्गेनिक कंपाउंड्स. ओके, इन दिस पर्टिकुलर क्लास वी विल बी डिस्कसिंग अबाउट ऑर्गेनिक कंपाउंड्स, the structure, isomerism, homologous series, nomenclature, rules of nomenclature, etc. तो ये जो हमारा सेशन है, it will be giving you a quick and a complete idea about the organic chemistry, and it is the perfect session if you want to have a whole one shot revision of organic chemistry. So I hope that everyone is ready, and let's quickly get started. Talking about me, I have completed my engineering in electronics and communication and have been awarded grade A by Cambridge English EOSL. अच्छा, तो स्टूडेंट्स सबसे पहले तो you can join us on Telegram channel. So if you want to stay updated, if you want to have regular updates from Unacademy, आप लोग मेरा Telegram channel join कर सकते हैं. The link will be provided to you in the description box. Okay, and also you can join the official Telegram channel of Unacademy. तो उससे क्या होगा? You will be staying updated about all the ongoing offers and the batches. चलिए, quickly let's start. If I talk about organic chemistry, तो from your examination point of view, students, this is going to be a very important chapter, क्योंकि ये काफी lengthy chapter है, right? Did organic chemistry में कार्बो? Yes, तो carboxylic acid and alcohols जो topic है, it is completely cancelled, right? Okay. Now talking about organic chemistry, it is going to be a very important chapter. Why? Because it is a lengthy unit, right? हमारे पास electrolysis है, study of compounds है, लेकिन if we compare, organic chemistry is going to be a very big unit, और इसीलिए हमारे लिए और भी ज़्यादा important हो जाता है that we go for a systematic study. And next thing is, it is very easy to score in organic chemistry, right? कुछ बहुत ही बेसिक सी चीजें हैं ऑर्गेनिक केमिस्ट्री में. इफ वी हैव अ होल्ड ऑन दैट, देन योर मार्क्स आर श्योर गोइंग टू बी अमेजिंग. ऑलराइट, सो लेट्स क्विकली स्टार्ट टॉकिंग अबाउट ऑर्गेनिक केमिस्ट्री. So we are having this whole separate branch of chemistry which is known as organic chemistry. And what is this branch related to? This branch is related to the study of the carbon compounds, है ना? तो इस ब्रांच में हम लोग क्या पढ़ेंगे? We are going to study about the carbon compounds, the properties, their composition, reaction, structure, etc. Okay, तो if I talk about the organic chemistry, जो majority of compounds होंगे उनमें क्या होगा? Carbon and hydrogen. Okay, but it is not necessary that only these two elements are present. There can be other type of elements such as nitrogen, oxygen, halogen, phosphorus, etc. But carbon is the essential element. Okay, so if I talk about the organic compounds and inorganic compound difference also, there is this one difference कि जो carbon है वो बहुत essential होता है किसमें? In the organic compounds. And in the inorganic compound, carbon can be present or it may not be present, right? मैम organic chemistry में क्या 10 year पढ़ के हो जाएगा क्या? So talking about the question paper, basically आपका concept clear होना जरूरी है, right? So that is important. If you cover 10-year paper, 12-year, it doesn't matter. Your concepts really need to be clear, and of course previous year paper play a very important role. So it will be a kind of cherry on the cake if you complete or if you solve all the previous year papers. That will be really helpful to you. Alright, so in the olden times, people used to think कि ये जो organic compounds है, these could only be produced by nature. तो ये जो compounds है, we cannot produce it, और ये जो है केवल nature से produce हो सकते हैं under a kind of force which was known as vital force. So this was a kind of theory, okay? और ये जो vital force theory है, it got discarded when there was a scientist named Friedrich Wöhler. उन्होंने सिंथेसाइज किया था यूरिया. ओके, तो बेसिकली क्या हुआ था, एक इनऑर्गेनिक कंपाउंड से ऑर्गेनिक कंपाउंड का सिंथेसिस हो गया था. ओके, एंड एट दैट टाइम पीपल केम टू नो कि नहीं, ये जो ऑर्गेनिक कंपाउंड है ये तो लैबोरेटरी में भी प्रिपेयर हो सकता है. तो यहाँ आपका सबसे इंपॉर्टेंट क्वेश्चन आता है, द फर्स्ट क्वेश्चन विच इज क्या हीट किया था. Okay, it was ammonium cyanide. So questions could be asked that how was the organic compound prepared for the very first time. So it was prepared by Friedrich Wöhler by heating ammonium cyanide. So what is ammonium cyanide? It is NH4CNO. और ये एक inorganic compound है ना. और इस inorganic compound से हमें क्या मिला था? We got the organic compound. Okay, तो इसे जब हीट किया था we got urea. Correct? So from inorganic we got an organic compound, and at that time, at this particular point, this theory was discarded. कि ये जो वाइटल फोर्स थ्योरी है कि ऑर्गेनिक कंपाउंड नेचर में ही सिंथेसाइज हो सकता है, वी कैन नॉट सिंथेसाइज इट इन लैबोरेटरी, इसे कंप्लीटली खत्म कर दिया गया था. ओके, ऑलराइट, टॉकिंग अबाउट द डिफरेंस. अभी क्वेश्चन कैसे आता है, गिव वन डिफरेंस, गिव टू डिफरेंस, थ्री डिफरेंस बिटवीन ऑर्गेनिक एंड इनऑर्गेनिक कंपाउंड्स. तो ऑर्गेनिक कंपाउंड्स जो होते हैं, देयर आर सर्टेन प्रॉपर्टीज, ओके, और आई वुड से सर्टेन थिंग्स दैट यू नीड टू रिमेंबर. तो द वेरी फर्स्ट थिंग इज कार्बन जो है, इट इज द एसेंशियल एलिमेंट. कोई भी ऑर्गेनिक कंपाउंड हो उसमें कार्बन विल बी प्रेजेंट, इट हैज टू बी प्रेजेंट. ओके, और जो हमारे इनऑर्गेनिक कंपाउंड्स होते हैं, देयर कार्बन मे बी प्रेजेंट, इट माइट नॉट बी प्रेजेंट, इट डजंट मेक मच डिफरेंस. ओके, बट इन ऑर्गेनिक कंपाउंड्स कार्बन इज द एसेंशियल और द नेसेसरी एलिमेंट. नेक्स्ट इज they do not dissolve in water, या फिर हम बोल सकते हैं जो इनका डिसोल्यूशन होता है वाटर में, it is very less. So they do not dissolve or they sparingly dissolve in water. And what do they very well dissolve in? They very well dissolve in the organic solvents, for example alcohol, ether, etc. So this is the third property. Okay, right now we are doing the property of organic compounds, and on the other hand inorganic compound जो है वो water में dissolve हो जाते हैं, लेकिन in the organic solvents they do not dissolve properly. After that इनका जो melting point and boiling point होता है, it is generally low. So organic compounds, they have got low melting and boiling point as compared to the inorganic compound. Next is they form covalent bonds. अभी covalent bond क्या होता है? What is the covalent bond? So whole organic chemistry, it is based on this bonding. Covalent bonding होती है by sharing of electrons, है ना? We are having three type of bondings: electrovalent, covalent and coordinate bonding. तो यहाँ जो है organic chemistry में mostly हमें क्या देखने को मिलेगा? Covalent bonding. Covalent bonding मतलब होता है sharing of electron. Okay, we'll just see how the covalent bonding happens. Okay, next is they show the phenomena of isomerism. अब ये isomerism क्या होता है? We are going to see in detail. Don't worry. Okay. Yeah. So what is basically a covalent bond? Let me tell you over here. तो हमारा जो covalent bond होता है, it is formed by sharing of electrons, है ना? तो for example, let's take the example of methane. Okay, the very simple organic compound methane. अभी कार्बन के outermost जो electrons है, they are total 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and we are having 4 hydrogens. Let's place them like that. Alright, now how many electrons does carbon need to complete the octet? It needs 4 more electrons, है ना? कार्बन को कितना इलेक्ट्रॉन और चाहिए? It needs 4 electron. तो ये क्या करेगा यहाँ पर? It will take these 4 electrons from all the hydrogen which are present. तो इसने क्या किया? हर एक हाइड्रोजन से एक एक इलेक्ट्रॉन ले लिया. Okay, and now it has got how many electrons? In total 8 electrons it has got, and therefore its octet is completed. अभी बात करते हैं हाइड्रोजन की. तो हाइड्रोजन इट डजंट नीड एनी ऑक्टेट. इसका जो होता है इट्स नियरेस्ट नोबल गैस इज हीलियम, तो इसे 2 इलेक्ट्रॉन्स चाहिए. सो व्हाट हाइड्रोजन विल बी डूइंग? दे विल बी टेकिंग one इलेक्ट्रॉन फ्रॉम द कार्बन, है ना? तो इन दिस वे बेसिकली क्या हो रहा है? हाइड्रोजन का भी वैलेंसी पूरा हो रहा है, कार्बन का भी हो रहा है. And there is one word that we can give over here, and that one word is mutual sharing of electrons. तो covalent bonding basically क्या होता है? It is mutual sharing of electrons. Okay, so I'm very sure अभी covalent bonding पर कोई question आया, you will be able to do that. क्या होता है covalent bonding? It is mutual sharing of electrons. तो जो हमारे electrons, जो हमारे elements होते हैं वो क्या करते हैं? They share the electrons between each other to complete their respective octet or duplet. Got it everyone? यहाँ तक clear हुआ? Lone pair क्या है? So lone pair is the pair of electron which doesn't participate in the sharing. Okay? And yeah, that also will be studying. Basically क्या होता है? For example NH3 का बात करें हम, है ना? I'll just draw it over here. That's fine. NH3 में क्या है? नाइट्रोजन के outermost shell में how many electrons are present in the outermost shell of nitrogen? Anyone? Yes. कितना होता है? कितने electrons होते हैं नाइट्रोजन के outermost shell में? 5. Yes. तो 3 क्या होता है? 3 they bond with the hydrogen, 3 hydrogen and 1 lone pair. So the 2 electrons which do not participate in the sharing, they are the lone pairs. Got it everyone? अब बात करते हैं ये पूरा जो separate branch है, why? Why do we have a complete different branch of organic chemistry? तो इसके कुछ reasons हैं. The reason is the unique nature of carbon. Okay, questions of course आते हैं, बहुत बार पूछे जाते हैं. What is the unique nature of carbon, or what do we mean by tetravalency? What do we mean by catenation, etc., etc. तो let's study about them. कार्बन का जो है कुछ 2 properties है. Okay, it is tetravalency and the second one is catenation. Now what do we mean by tetravalency and what do we mean by catenation? Let's study about them one by one. Tetravalency, हमारे कार्बन का जो एटॉमिक नंबर है इट इज 6. करेक्ट. तो कॉन्फ़िगरेशन क्या होगा? इस इलेक्ट्रॉनिक कॉन्फ़िगरेशन विल बी 2,4. दैट मीन्स द कार्बन इट हैज गॉट हाउ मेनी इलेक्ट्रॉन्स इन द आउटरमोस्ट शेल? इट हैज गॉट 4 इलेक्ट्रॉन. Now because it has got 4 electron in the outermost shell, क्या होगा? ना ये इलेक्ट्रॉन लूज कर सकता है, ना it can gain. So what it goes for? It goes for sharing of electron. Okay, and because of this sharing, it is forming the covalent bonding by other elements. Okay, and that is why that particular thing it is known as tetravalency of carbon. Okay, so this is the property by which the carbon is forming covalent bond with the other elements. That particular property is known as tetravalency of carbon atom. And next is catenation. अभी catenation का meaning क्या होता है? Links. Okay, catenation basically means linking of atom. तो कार्बन एज यू नो कि कोवेलेंट बॉन्ड बनाता है. ओके, सो दिस कार्बन इट हैज गॉट अ वेरी यूनिक प्रॉपर्टी. ये क्या करता है? इट सेल्फ लिंक्स. ओके, एंड इट विल बी फॉर्मिंग लॉन्ग चेन्स. तो वो लॉन्ग चेन या तो स्ट्रेट चेन होगी या फिर ब्रांच्ड या फिर साइक्लिक चेन बनाएगा, एंड दिस प्रॉपर्टी इज नोन एज केटिनेशन. So how to define it? The property of self-linking of atom of an element through covalent bond in form of straight chain or branched chain or cyclic chain of different sizes. तो ये जो property है catenation की, it is shown by other elements also, but in a very good, I would say quantity, or I would say it is shown in carbon in a very good quality. ओके तो कार्बन में जो है बहुत अच्छे से ये केटिनेशन की प्रॉपर्टी दिखती है, एंड दैट इज द रीजन दैट कार्बन फॉर्म्स अ लॉट नंबर ऑफ कंपाउंड्स. So these are the basic two properties. Now carbon, it forms the straight chain or branch chain or cyclic chains. Okay, तो straight chain क्या होता है? It is the linking of carbon in a kind of straight line. Then we can have branched chain. Branch chain में basically हमारे पास branches हो, somewhat like this. Okay, and cyclic chain, cyclic basically is the closed chain. तो cyclic chain कैसा होगा हमारा? Somewhat like this, और बाकी valencies cover हो जाएगा. Yeah, so that is known as cyclic chain. Next is formation of a double, triple and single bond. So apart from straight chain, cyclic chain and branch chain, जो कार्बन है it also forms the bonding. तो basically what is the reason is कार्बन का जो वैलेंसी है it is 4. Okay, तो in order to satisfy this valency, इस वैलेंसी को पूरा करने के लिए कार्बन क्या करेगा? उसे बॉन्डिंग करना पड़ेगा. Okay, and it can form a single bond, a double bond or a triple covalent bond. Okay, तो single bond में क्या होगा? There will be a single bond between all the carbon atoms. Okay, तो यहाँ पर बाकी के जो bonds है they will be fulfilled by any other element respectively. Double bond में carbon के बीच में will be having two bonds. Okay, and now each carbon it needs to satisfy the valency by bonding with two more elements. And triple bond में we will be having a triple bond. तो यहाँ इन दोनों कार्बन के बीच में 3 इलेक्ट्रॉन्स शेयर हुआ है, यहाँ पर 2 इलेक्ट्रॉन्स शेयर हुआ है, and here there is 1 electron which is being shared. So it is the single bond, double bond and triple bond. So understood everyone up till here? तो ये जो यूनिक नेचर है, आई होप एवरीबडी माइट हैव अंडरस्टूड. दिस इज अ वेरी वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट टॉपिक. ओके, बड़ा ही इजी टॉपिक है लेकिन ऑफ कोर्स इट इज इंपॉर्टेंट. ओके, तो ऑर्गेनिक केमिस्ट्री क्या है? इन सारी बॉन्डिंग्स को मिलाकर के जो कंपाउंड्स बनते हैं बेसिकली उनका स्टडी हमारा ऑर्गेनिक केमिस्ट्री है. ओके, नाउ नेक्स्ट टॉकिंग अबाउट दी हाइड्रोकार्बन्स. हाइड्रोकार्बन से पहले हम लोग बात करेंगे types of organic compounds. तो अभी हमने we have just read कि जो हमारा कार्बन है, you know, in the organic compound carbon and hydrogen are the main elements. Carbon is of course the main element, लेकिन कुछ और elements भी, you know, they are being added. Okay, तो there are different type of organic compounds such as hydrocarbon, जो कि our main topic. We are going to study about them. Hydrocarbon में again we are having different type. Please let me know the types if you know, and of course you should be knowing at this point. Then we are having alcohols. Okay, we are also having aldehydes, the carboxylic acids, the ester, ether, halide, etc. etc. तो बहुत सारे हमारे पास organic compound होते हैं, है ना? अभी in this exam, you know, the hydrocarbon is going to be a very very important part. So what are the 3 type of hydrocarbons that we are going to study? Can anyone tell me in the chat box? क्या है हमारे 3 type of organic compounds? Anyone? हाँ जी, no one? Double bond, triple bond, single bond. What do we call them? Correct, Twinkle. It is alkane, alkenes and alkynes. Okay. Alcohol, it's OH group. OH group क्या होता है? We are going to study in detail in some other session, okay, because this session is particularly how to ace your examinations. तो अभी हम examination पर focus करेंगे. Aldehyde is CHO group, carboxylic acid is COOH group. Okay, so these are the different type of organic compounds. Not only 4, we are having many. अब बात करते हैं हाइड्रोकार्बन्स की. What are hydrocarbons? Hydro and carbon. Hydrocarbon means the elements which are made up of hydrogen and carbon. तो हमारे ये जो I'm sorry, not elements, the compounds which are made up of carbon and hydrogen. So these type of compounds over here, what are we having? We are having only hydrogen and only carbon. Okay, और इनका further division होता है 2 groups में. The first one is aliphatic and the second one is cyclic chain compounds. And further open chain compounds का division है saturated and unsaturated. So basically हो क्या रहा है? Let us see. Hydrocarbons हमारे पास 2 टाइप के हैं. The first is aliphatic. एलिफैटिक का मीनिंग है कि जो हमारी चेन होगी, कार्बन चेन, वो एक ओपन चेन होगी, है ना. सो इट इज ऑल्सो नोन एज ओपन चेन कंपाउंड्स. एंड देन वी आर हैविंग साइक्लिक. साइक्लिक का अनदर नेम है क्लोज. तो ऑफ कोर्स इट इज गोइंग टू बी क्लोज. एक साइकिल बन रहा है, एक रिंग बन रहा है. ओके, रिंग ऑफ 3, 4, 5, 6 व्हाटएवर. एलिफैटिक हाइड्रोकार्बन जो है, दे आर अगेन क्लासिफाइड इनटू 2 कैटेगरीज. The first one is saturated and the other one is unsaturated. Saturated में क्या होता है? कार्बन और कार्बन के बीच एक सिंगल बॉन्ड होगा. ओके, तो जितने भी कार्बन होंगे 5, 10, 15, 20, सभी के बीच में there will always be a single bond. Okay, and therefore they are alkanes. And in the unsaturated, we are having a double bond and a triple bond. So double bond we call them as alkenes and triple bond we call them as alkynes. तो ये तो हो गया हमारा basic division, okay, of the hydrocarbons. Now we are going to study about each one by one. Yes, saturated is alkane and unsaturated is alkenes and alkynes. Correct. So yes, my dear students, यहाँ तक हुआ क्लियर सभी को? Yes or no? चलिए, any confusion please let me know. तो can we move forward? अभी हम लोग पढ़ेंगे saturated compounds के बारे में. So saturated compounds, as I told you, they are having a single bond between them, है ना. तो simplest hydrocarbon जो है हमारा alkane, okay, this is coming under the category of saturated hydrocarbon. अभी कैसे आ रहा है? Let us see. इसका जो general formula होता है. Hi Kamakshi, good afternoon dear, how are you? Yes, what is the general formula of alkane? Anyone? Come on. alkane का general formula क्या है? Yes, at this point you should be giving prompt answer students. अभी तो टाइम ही नहीं है एग्जाम का, सॉरी सोचने का. Correct Twinkle, it is CnH2n plus 2. So this is the general formula of alkane. और यहाँ पर क्या होता है, इसे सैचुरेटेड क्यों बोलते हैं? बिकॉज ऑल दी 4 वैलेंसी, वी नो हमारे पास कार्बन में कितना वैलेंसी होता है? 4. तो ये जो सारी 4 वैलेंसी है, सारे सिंगल बॉन्ड से कवर होना चाहिए. एक भी डबल बॉन्ड आया सैचुरेटेड नहीं रहेगा. ओके, एंड अनसैचुरेटेड हाइड्रोकार्बन जो होता है, हियर वी आर हैविंग 2 टाइप्स. फर्स्ट इज एल्कीन्स एंड सेकेंड इज एल्काइन्स. ओके, तो यहां पर क्या होता है, या तो कार्बन कार्बन के बीच में अ डबल बॉन्ड होगा एज इन एल्कीन्स, या फिर हमारे पास क्या होगा, विल बी हैविंग अ ट्रिपल बॉन्ड. ओके, सो दैट इज एल्कीन्स एंड एल्काइन्स. ओके, नाउ क्वेश्चन क्या आता है, डिफरेंस बिटवीन सैचुरेटेड एंड अनसैचुरेटेड hydrocarbons. It is a very important question. तो चलिए कुछ डिफरेंस देखते हैं बिटवीन द सैचुरेटेड एंड अनसैचुरेटेड हाइड्रोकार्बन्स. लेट्स राइट हियर सैचुरेटेड, then we are writing unsaturated. Okay, just a second students, 1 second. Yes, so what are we having? We are having two types of the compounds, which is saturated, and the second one is ma'am when conducts classes for term 2 special class. So right now Kamakshi, we basically are having some of the courses and YouTube sessions because mostly we are done with the examinations for grade 9, and that is why we have moved on to the next courses. Lekin if you want to have the term 2 classes, you can join the special you can join the courses. Okay, and of course you can see the recorded sessions, they are always visible. Okay, हाँ जी. तो टॉकिंग अबाउट सैचुरेटेड एंड अनसैचुरेटेड, अभी हमने देखा था द वैलेंसी. टॉकिंग अबाउट द वैलेंसी, जो हमारे कार्बन की वैलेंसी होती है इन दी सैचुरेटेड हाइड्रोकार्बन्स, इट इज बेसिकली बैलेंस्ड ओनली बाय अ सिंगल कोवेलेंट बॉन्ड. तो यहां पर क्या होगा, ऑल 4 वैलेंसीज आर सैटिस्फाइड बाय सिंगल कोवेलेंट बॉन्ड. लेकिन अनसैचुरेटेड में क्या होगा, यहां पर जो वैलेंसीज होगी तो दे आर सैटिस्फाइड बाय एटलीस्ट 1 डबल या ट्रिपल बॉन्ड तो होना ही चाहिए. सो वैलेंसीज आर सैटिस्फाइड बाय डबल और ट्रिपल बॉन्ड बिटवीन कार्बन कार्बन एटम्स. ओके, नेक्स्ट इज द टाइप ऑफ रिएक्शन. तो सैचुरेटेड कंपाउंड जो होते हैं दे अंडरगो सब्स्टिट्यूशन रिएक्शन. व्हाट इज मेंट बाय सब्स्टिट्यूशन एंड एडिशन वी आर गोइंग टू सी, डोंट वरी. और अनसैचुरेटेड कंपाउंड्स होते हैं दे अंडरगो एडिशन रिएक्शन. अच्छा, अभी क्या हो जाता है, ये सब्स्टिट्यूशन क्या है, ये एडिशन रिएक्शन क्या है, लेट्स स्टडी अबाउट देम वन बाय वन. The basic word. अच्छा, can anybody tell me? Don't go deep in chemistry. Substitute करना. What do we mean by substituting anything? Any idea? Yes. What is meant by substitution? Anyone? Very good, Yuvraj. It is replace. किसी चीज को सब्स्टिट्यूट करना बेसिकली मींस वी आर रिप्लेसिंग एनीथिंग. तो जो हमारे हाइड्रोकार्बन्स होते हैं एल्केन्स, दैट इज सैचुरेटेड हाइड्रोकार्बन्स, दे गो फॉर द सब्स्टिट्यूशन रिएक्शन. ओके, नाउ ओवर हियर फॉर एग्जांपल वी आर टेकिंग द रिएक्शन ऑफ मीथेन. ओके, एंड वी मेक इट टू रिएक्ट विथ क्लोरीन. ओके, अब लेट मी शो यू बाय अ होल डायग्राम कि ये कैसे हो रहा है. मीथेन का स्ट्रक्चर कैसा है, 4 कार्बन है ना. क्लोरीन का स्ट्रक्चर कैसा है, या अभी यहां पर क्या हो रहा है, हमें मिलेगा CH3Cl प्लस HCl. अभी कैसे मिल रहा है, लेट अस सी. तो यहां पर क्या हो रहा है, we are getting CH3Cl, so it is 3 carbon atoms as it is. अब यहां जो ये हाइड्रोजन का प्लेस है, ये कौन ले रहा है, ये हमारा क्लोरीन ले लेगा प्लस HCl. तो हो क्या रहा है, हाइड्रोजन का जो एक प्लेस था वो किसने ले लिया, क्लोरीन ने. तो रिप्लेस किया मतलब कि it has substituted, and this is how the reactions do happen in the case of the saturated hydrocarbons. यहां तक समझ में आया सभी को? Yes or no? Students, if you are having any problem, please feel free to ask. Okay. Next is the addition reaction. अब बात करते हैं ये addition reaction क्या होता है. It is very simple. What do we mean by addition in the normal language? हाँ जी. To add something? Yes. एडिशन रिएक्शन में क्या हो रहा है, वी आर जस्ट एडिंग द मॉलिक्यूल टू अ डबल और ट्रिपल बॉन्ड, और उसको हम लोग क्या कर रहे हैं, उसको बना रहे हैं from unsaturated to a saturated compound. Let's take the example of C2H4 plus bromine. अभी C2H4 जो है हमारा एक एल्कीन है, ओके, 2 कार्बन एटम, सो इट इज इथीन. ओके, इथीन का जो हमारा स्ट्रक्चर है वो कैसा होगा? ओके, जस्ट अ मिनट. Somewhat this will be the structure. 2 double bond है, sorry, 1 double bond, and then we are having 4 carbon atoms. Yes. अब इसका रिएक्शन अगर हम ब्रोमीन से करेंगे तो बेसिकली हो क्या जाएगा? द ब्रोमीन इट विल एड अप टू दिस कंपाउंड, और ऐड करने के बाद क्या बना रहा है? इट इज फॉर्मिंग C2H4Br2. Now what do we mean by this? Let us see. यहां पर इट इज C2H4Br2, तो कुछ इस तरह का हमारा जो है कंपाउंड बनेगा. है ना? तो अभी व्हाट इज द चेंज दैट वी हैव सीन? एनीबडी कैन यू टेल मी द चेंज? क्या चेंज हुआ यहां पर? सी द डबल बॉन्ड, यहां जो डबल बॉन्ड था इट गॉट वैनिश्ड एंड देयर इज अ सिंगल बॉन्ड. है ना? तो यहां पर क्या हो रहा है? द अनसैचुरेटेड कंपाउंड, ये जो अनसैचुरेटेड कंपाउंड था हमारा, इट हैज कन्वर्टेड to the saturated compound, and this is what is known as addition reaction. समझ में आया सभी को? Everything cleared up here? Yes? Okay. Now students, a very important information about the free live classes. तो ये जो हमारी क्लासेस है इसके लिए आपको सिर्फ एक ऐप डाउनलोड करना है, विच इज Unacademy Learners ऐप. ओके, नाउ यू कैन डाउनलोड दिस ऐप फ्रॉम द प्ले स्टोर, फ्रॉम द ऐप स्टोर. ओके, यहाँ यू कैन हैव द रियल टाइम इंटरेक्शन विथ योर एजुकेटर्स. वी आर हैविंग चैट, वी आर हैविंग इमोजीज. यू कैन आस्क द क्वेश्चंस टू योर एजुकेटर्स. तो या तो आप अपना क्वेश्चन टाइप कर सकते हो, या यू कैन इवन अटैच द इमेज ऑफ योर क्वेश्चन एंड यू कैन क्लियर योर डाउट्स. Also we are having polls. So polls क्या होता है? These are a kind of MCQs जो कि educators, they ask you in the session. You can have a kind of test with all the other students present. So you will also having leaderboard कि कौन सा student का क्या position है in the whole class. Okay. Now special class timetable. So for grade 10, तो ये बेसिकली है फॉर ऑल द स्टूडेंट्स हु हैव जस्ट एंटर्ड ग्रेड 10. तो व्हाट और हाउ यू कैन हेल्प अस? आप ये जो इंफॉर्मेशन है यू कैन टेल योर जूनियर्स और द पीपल हु हैव जस्ट एंटर्ड द ग्रेड 10. सो वी हैव बिगिन द स्पेशल क्लासेस फॉर term 1. 18th of April we are going to have a chemical bonding class, and 20th of April we are going to learn about acids, bases and salts. Now why to subscribe for Unacademy even in grade 9, 10, 11, 12, whatever you are in? You first of all get to learn from the comfort of your home. Then you are having unlimited access to all the courses. Okay. After that, not just regular classes, आपका पूरा एक regular doubt clearing session भी होगा, which are in a while, like after every few classes we are having the doubt clearing sessions. Then you get all the study material in PDF format, and you have got the batch courses. So what you can do is you can select any subscription plan according to your choice, 3 month, 12, 24, 36, 48, anything, and you can use my code. So this is my code which you can use for subscribing to Unacademy Plus. Okay, and then you can go for it. चलिए अब next topic है हमारा homologous series. So homologous series is again going to be a very important part. What basically homologous series is? It is a whole group of organic compounds जिनका जो है structure similar है, properties similar है, और उनका जो हर next compound है it differs by a CH2 group. Okay, examples can be alkanes, alkenes, alkynes, etc. etc. How? Let us see. If I talk about alkane, हमारा first member is CH4. Okay, that is methane. इसमें हमने CH2 add किया, right? It is given that every successive member it differs by a CH2 group. So if I add CH2, what do we get? We get C2H6. This is ethane. The next compound, ethane. Then if I add CH2 again, what do we get? We get C3H8, which is propane. So इस तरह से if we keep adding CH2, we are going to get the next members. This is what a homologous series is. Okay, and if you want to go for the lower compounds, तो क्या करना है? Just remove a CH2 group. C3H8 से remove किया, we get ethane. C2H6 से remove किया, we get methane. So for successive members, just add. For previous members, just subtract one CH2 group. Now talking about the characteristics. Okay, what are the characteristics or what are the properties of the homologous series? So the very first property it is they are having same general formula. How? चलो बात करते हैं एल्केन्स की. एल्केन्स का फॉर्मूला क्या होता है? CnH2n+2. तो अभी कोई भी होमोलॉग उठा लो उसका, देयर विल बी सेम फॉर्मूला. चाहे लेट्स सपोज इफ आई टेक वन कार्बन, तो वन कार्बन के लिए क्या होगा? CnH2n+2, दैट मीन्स C1H2n2 + 2 4 H4. एंड इफ आई टेक अबाउट C10, तो C10 के लिए क्या हो जाएगा? C10H2 × 10 + 2, दैट इज C10H22. Okay, if we take 100 also, there will be same general formula. The very first property is same general formula. Okay, next is it is differing by one CH2 group. So each next member it differs by a CH2 group. Okay, and the molecular mass जो है उसका डिफरेंस कितना होगा? इट विल बी 14 एटॉमिक मास यूनिट. ओके, तो ये जो एक ग्रुप ऐड हो रहा है बेसिकली CH2, इसका जो हम मास लेंगे it will come out to be 14 and we can get the mass of next homologues by just adding a 14 atomic mass unit. So this is how we can get the molecular mass of the next compounds. Okay, then the third is we are going to see a regular gradation in properties. Okay, so for example if I talk about the melting point, the boiling point, the density, वो क्या होगा? धीरे धीरे increase हो रहा है. And what is the reason basically for this increment? जैसे ही हमारे carbon atoms बढ़ रहे हैं, okay, that it will start to increase bit by bit. Okay, and talking about the chemical properties, उनका chemical properties more or less it will be similar. They will be showing same type of they will be showing similar type of reactions. Okay, so these are some of the general properties of the homologues. I hope that it is very much clear to you. If there is any confusion, kindly let me know. Okay, next is nomenclature. Nomenclature, again it is a very important topic. Nomenclature क्या होता है? See students, mostly we all are having two names, right? एक तो होता है हमारा common name, okay, which is used in our homes and by our friends etc. And one is the official name, right, which is used in our documents, the schools etc. So same thing is there with the organic compounds. क्या होता है? All the or I would say majority of organic compounds, they are having a common name. Acetic acid, right? Vinegar, which is acetic acid etc. The citric acid, okay, the ethanol etc. So that is the common name, and then the common name really don't work well in all the situations. So हमें क्या चाहिए था? We needed a systematic name system. Okay, so then there was IUPAC, which came up to give the or to assign the systematic names to the organic compounds. Okay, and that is known as nomenclature. So basically, nomenclature can be defined as the system of assigning names to the organic compounds. Okay, now according to this IUPAC, जो हमारे IUPAC नेम होते हैं, इनमें there are 3 basic parts. First is root word, second one is suffix, and the third one is prefix. Right? So there are these 3 names, 3 parts: root word, suffix, and a prefix. Now let's talk about each of them one by one. Root word. What is meant by a root word? तो ये जो हमारा root word है, it basically is depends on the number of carbon atoms and number of carbon atoms where in the longest chain. Yes, for example, number of carbon atoms are 10, लेकिन longest chain में कितने हैं, it depends on that. Longest chain में 8 होगा तो root word हमारा उस पर उसके according हो जाएगा. Right? If I talk about some of the root words, if we are having 1 carbon, then root word is meth, like in methane. There are 2 carbons, then it is ETH, eth. 3, we are using prop. 4, we are using but. For 5, we are using PENT, pent. Then for 6, we are using hex. For 7, we use hept. For 8, we use oct. For 9, we use non. And for 10, we use dec. So itna to you should be remembering. From 1st to 10th, the names or the root words you should be knowing. Next आता है suffix. So what is basically suffix? A word which is added after the root word. Okay, so we can write that it is added after root word. Okay, so for example, if we are having a single bond between carbon atoms, तो हमारा जो functional group है, it is alkane, okay, and the suffix will be ane. We are using ane as a suffix. If we are having a double bond, तो हमारे पास जो suffix होगा, it will be ene. And in the third bond, in the triple bond, our suffix will be yne. Okay, not only in just hydrocarbons, we are having other suffix also, जैसे alcohol का OL हो जाता है, carboxylic acid का oic acid होता है, aldehyde का Al होता है, right? Ketone का ONE हो जाता है. So we are having many suffix. And next is prefix. Okay, just a minute. So prefix, it is basically used to denote the substituent group. Any substituent group or the alkyl group or the functional group which is present, it is used to denote that. Okay. For example, if I take the example of a compound. Okay. Now this is my compound wherein I am having this structure. So यहाँ पर you can see that this is the longest chain and I am having a group over here. तो ये group जो है ये denote होता है by the prefix. Okay, and how it is being denoted we are going to see now in the rules of the nomenclature of compounds. So I hope that up till here all the things are very much clear. We don't have any issue. If there is any issue, you can please let me know. Okay, so is there anything that you haven't understood? Okay, perfect. Now what are we going to do? We are going to learn about the rules of nomenclature in our upcoming class, okay, wherein we are going to have a whole dedicated session on how to name the organic compounds. Now right now let's just quickly revise about what are the things that we have covered in this today's class. So today we basically had a whole short revision for organic chemistry. तो organic chemistry जो है, it is a kind of study of the properties of the composition, reaction, preparation of the compounds which contain carbon. तो ज़्यादातर compound जो होते हैं उनमें होता है carbon and hydrogen, but there are also other elements which could be present. Now in the olden times, in the earlier times, it was thought that we cannot prepare organic compounds. So it is, it can be produced only under the influence of a living force, which is called the vital force. But then this theory of vital force, it got discarded when Friedrich Wöhler, he prepared the organic compound from inorganic compound. Then organic compound, they undergo covalent bonding, and the reason that we are having a separate branch of chemistry is because of this unique nature of carbon. The carbon, it has got unique nature because of the properties like tetravalency and catenation. What is tetravalency? Carbon has got 4 electrons in the outermost shell, due to which it cannot gain, it cannot donate. So what does it go? It goes for mutual sharing of electron. Okay. And next is catenation. So catenation property, it enables the atoms to self-link, okay, and form a kind of chain. It may be a straight chain or a branched chain or a cyclic chain. And because of this, carbon, it can form straight, branched, cyclic chain, and it can form a single, double or triple covalent bond. Then we learned about different type of organic compounds, such as there are various hydrocarbons, alcohols, aldehydes, ketones, carboxylic acids, amines, etc. etc. What are hydrocarbons? ये जो compound है, they are made up of only carbon and hydrogen, right? So the compounds which are made up of only carbon and hydrogen atoms, they are known as hydrocarbons. Just a minute, students. Yeah. Then they are further divided into categories. So hydrocarbons का basic division होता है into aliphatic and cyclic, and further aliphatic compounds, they are divided into saturated and unsaturated compounds. What are saturated compounds? These are having general formula of CnH2n, and they are having a single bond between carbon-carbon or any other element. Okay, so basically we are just having single bond in the saturated compound. The 4 valencies, they are satisfied by single covalent bond, and they undergo substitution reaction, replacement kind of. And unsaturated compound, their valencies are satisfied by a double and triple bond, and they undergo addition reaction. Then we learned about the homologous series. तो homologous series क्या होता है? It is a group of organic compound जिनका similar structure होता है, similar chemical properties होती है, और हर जो next member है, it differs by a CH2 group. तो अगर आपको next member चाहिए, what you can do, you can just add a CH2 group. If you want the previous member, just subtract a CH2 group. Okay. उनका जो molecular mass का difference है, it is 14 atomic mass unit. Why? Because of the carbon and 2 hydrogen. Okay, then you can see the gradation, or I would say the continuous gradation in the properties. Okay, for example, melting boiling point जो है increase हो रहा है धीरे धीरे. Why? Because the number of carbon atoms, they are increasing one by one. उसके बाद we just started the nomenclature. तो nomenclature basically क्या होता है? It is the system of assigning the names to organic compound. And because I would say for the rules of nomenclature, there are 3 main things that you need to remember कि किसी भी compound में होगा root word, suffix and prefix. What is root word? It depends on how many carbon atoms are present in the longest chain. Okay, and these are some of the root words from 1 to 10 that you should be remembering. Next is prefix. So prefix, basically it is used to denote any substituent or the alkyl group. Okay, and how to use it, as you will be learning it in the nomenclature. Okay, after that suffix. तो suffix क्या होता है? It basically tells about the functional group again. Okay, अगर alkane है तो it is ANE, अगर alcohol है तो it is OL, like that. Okay, now we are going to study about all these things in detail in the nomenclature section. तो nomenclature you'll get the information soon कि हम लोग कब session करने वाले हैं. what you can do is you can join my Telegram channel to receive the regular updates. You'll be getting the link of my Telegram channel in the description box. Also, you can join my community on the Unacademy Learner app to receive the regular updates. Chalo. Next, for all the learners of 10th and 12th, you can win 100% scholarship by attending the Emerge test. So we are having from 16th to 19th of April. You can enroll yourself quickly. And these are the upcoming batches. So Titans, it is a batch which has started from 13th of April. You all can enroll for getting a detailed and conceptual study about each of the topic. Okay, now this thing we are going to cover in our next class. Okay, rules of nomenclature of compounds and also the questions. Okay, we are going to solve a lot type of questions on the rules of nomenclature of compounds. You know that of course nomenclature is going to be a very important part for your term 2 examination. Correct? So rest all good. We'll be meeting in the next class. But before that, student, there is a very amazing thing for you all. So Bugs Bounty, it is a kind of opportunity for all of the learners. If you see any inappropriate content in the video, you can report that issue and you can claim your prize. So if you find anything which is not correct or which is inappropriate, you can use the form in the description. You can let us know and you can claim your prize. So I hope that you might have understood every single thing that we covered today. If there is anything that you haven't understood, let us know. And if you haven't yet subscribed to the channel, kindly go for it. Subscribe it right now. You can share this video to maximum number of students, and also you can join the Telegram channels to receive the regular updates. So thank you all my dear students. I hope that everything went well. You understood everything. Let us meet in the next class, and all the very best for your preparation for your examinations. Thank you.